back for the third face-to-face on Speedstar's online press conference. Now, leading up to this action-packed night in Liverpool, I'll start with Jacob. How are you feeling ahead of this fight? It's your second fight.
I'm feeling great, really excited for it. I'm happy to obviously step back into the ring, give it a better shot. Hopefully, the fight's going to be a bit longer than my first one. Felt a bit disappointed how quickly it finished. My mum drove hours to come and see the fight, 20, 30 seconds, and she had to go home. So hoping this one's going to be a bit different.
Yeah, and I think all fighters dream of that debut. Can you talk me through what was going on in your mind before that? Do you think it was a mismatch as well? You know how quick it was?
No, far from it. I think, obviously, I've had no experience at all. I think when Lewis was training for that, he didn't know what to train for. He didn't know that I were a lot taller than him. He didn't know what to expect at all. So I kind of surprised him. And I don't know if you've watched the fight yourself. He couldn't really reach me or like he didn't exactly have a chance. We were same weight. I didn't even train for that fight. I know he's trained a bit. But I wouldn't say it's a mismatch. It's both our debuts at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'll move on to Jay. He's just said, his opponent didn't know what to train for. And I don't think you will really after seeing that 30 seconds. So have you watched that fight and how have you been training?
Yeah, I watched this fight back, and they say it's hard, isn't it? Like you say, it's like what, 20, 30 seconds. He's gone in there, he's hit him a couple of times. I mean, Geezer just flopped, so there's not really much to it. But all I know is I think the way obviously he went into that fight, I feel like the same way he's going to be against me, and I think him being like that is just going to make it a top quality fight. So I'm just excited for that, really.
Yeah, definitely. With your fight, how was the nerves? Because yours was obviously longer and it was in front of a decent sized crowd.
It was one of the things. It was quite so obviously the first time in the ring. So yeah, it was nerve wracking. Obviously, I was shitting it before I went in there, and then sort of like built myself up. I was feeling good, but then obviously I had to wait. I think it was like 5, 10 minutes for Havoc to finish getting his hand wrap. So after that, obviously it all sort of the nerves come back, and yeah, it was a bit more difficult. But when I was in there, you kind of forget about everything anyway, everyone around you. And no, I enjoyed every minute now. I enjoyed every round, and I remember looking up. And I was like, fuck me, it's the third round. I thought I still had a couple rounds left to go. Do you know what I mean? Everything just flies by. But no, do you know what I mean? It was amazing. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, 100%. And do you feel like that's a bit of an advantage, losing first? You know what it's like to lose. He doesn't. He's won in the first 30 seconds.
Well, I guess, yeah, because it's horrible. I hate losing. I ain't a good loser. But like I say, on that day, I only had 4 weeks sort of training. Havoc was an experienced boxer at the time. So, yeah, it's just one of them things. Obviously, it was gutting. But it's, again, I'd see it as I did come against someone who is skill wise a lot better than me. So it was one of them ones.
Yeah, definitely. And both your last opponents are fighting, Havoc and Lewis. I'll go over to Jacob for this one. Before we get onto your fight, what are your predictions for theirs? Obviously, you both fought them.
Fair fight. I'll be honest with you. Judging it from what fight I had with Lewis, if he goes into it with a different mindset, I'd say he might have him in the first 2 rounds. But if it goes any longer, I'm sure Havoc's having him. Because Havoc, he's a lot taller than him, obviously a lot more experience. He's been constantly training. He's got a good team behind him. And then obviously Lewis, he's had his first fight. His confidence is going to be knocked a little bit after,
Yeah.
our fight. I think Havoc's got it, unless Lewis really changes his approach to it.
Yeah, before I go on to Jay, you never got to feel each other out. Lewis stepped in there and got banged and then got knocked out. So would you want that rematch in the future so you can actually feel him out?
Yeah, I'd say give him a year so like we both get our experiences up. I'd happily have a rematch with him. Obviously, we're both going to be a lot more experienced, can make the fight a lot more entertaining for people. Yeah, I'd definitely take the rematch.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll move to Jay. What are your predictions for that fight?
Man, I think, like you said, I don't know. I think I would say probably Havoc because he's got the experience and he's a slick little fucker. To be fair, you can't take that away. You can't take that away from him. So I do think, yeah, in that fight, Havoc will be coming out on top.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking about rematches, would you like to have that in the future with Havoc?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would like to. I'd say I'd want to So obviously wait a bit, get my experience back up, and actually fight him right like when I think I'm at that level to fight him, and obviously give it another go. But I do think, yeah, at some point that would be a good little rematch.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, definitely. This is your debut, so I want to know your second fight. I mean, but for your debut, I want to know the main cause of why you wanted to fight and why Speed Star as well.
But I think it's just one that I've always wanted to fight. Like when I was younger, obviously my old man used to take me boxing. I always enjoyed it, and then I remember I was saying to my missus, I was like, I'm gonna start doing boxing. I'm gonna once the house is finished, I'm gonna box. Literally, house got done, and I got a DM from Speedstar, and I was like, do you reckon they want me to fight? So it kind of come at the right time. Like I was ready to take that on. Just unfortunate, I only had like 4 weeks to train. But yeah, no, it's amazing. I think Speedstyle are doing a great. How they're doing it all is amazing, and do you know what I mean they're doing the most, and like, you can't take that away from them.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to be a brilliant card. And Jacob, why would you want to fight on Speed Star, and why did you want to make your debut? Because I know a lot of people, boxing isn't a game.
Yeah, could you rephrase that question? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking.
So how come you wanted to fight in the first
Oh,
place?
I'm on fight. So to be honest, they've approached me at a really good time. Obviously, I've got a random DM. I were messaged 4 weeks before the fight night as well, and I thought I've never done it before. It's something I thought about doing before, but I've never really had the time or the guts to do it. So I
Yeah,
saw it as a great opportunity to give it a shot. And obviously now I've won my first fight. I want to carry on going and see what can come out of it.
yeah, 100%, 100%. And I'll move to Jay. Obviously, the first fight didn't go your way, but have you changed anything in training since then?
But a lot to be fair. So I watched the fight back a lot of time, like a fair few times. Obviously, my coaches have picked up things about it, and so we've just been working on everything, what we could see, what I was doing wrong at that in that fight. So a lot of things have changed, and very excited, obviously, to get back in the ring and just be able to put on a show and show everyone what's gone on.
Yeah, of course, everyone watch out for this fight. And Jacob, have you, I know it was only a 30-second knockout, but have you still changed anything in training?
I mean, I didn't train beforehand.
So I
And
didn't
to be
change.
fair, my training probably looks different to Jay's because I don't know if you know, I've got two fights that night. I've got a tag team as my warm up before Jay. And then
Oh,
obviously, then
okay.
both of these are 5 rounds each. So my main focus is making sure I can actually last all 10 rounds if it's needed, you know, to happen. But yeah, I'm actually training this time compared to the last time, so can't say it's changed.
It's
Yeah,
only just
definitely.
started.
You mentioned obviously you might do 10 rounds that night. So what does a day in the life look like for you? Whereas, I bet it'll be a lot of running, morning running, afternoon running.
Yeah, so I do two jogs. Well, I say two jogs, 2 runs a day. I do one as soon as I wake up and one before I go to bed. I don't know if that's ideal or not, but it works for me. I like to run when it's pitch black. But yeah, I do a lot of running. I train 4 times a week when it comes to boxing, and I also try to go to the gym normally in between my training sessions. I do an hour of cardio, and I try to weight train as much as I can as well. So yeah, a lot of my time is going into the training at the moment. Obviously, that with dieting, it's kind of new to me. It's not easy, but yeah, it's very time demanding.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll move to Jay. You've just heard he has another fight before you. How do you feel about that? And what are you doing to prepare for him? So obviously he's going to be, less fresh than you are.
Well, I'm just hoping nothing happens to him. Obviously, I'll put in the work in for this fight, so I want to make sure he makes that fucking fight. So it's one of them. I think, yeah, to me, it's boxing. Anything can happen. Obviously, I've just got to trust the geezer to do what he can, and obviously not get hurt and be fit for our fight.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll go on to this for the audience now. Can we have three things about you, what they won't know? Your boxing ability, so it could be speed, it could be, your height on your opponent. I'll start with Jacob.
I've definitely got height, so that's something Jay's gonna have to obviously train for. According to Lewis, I've got really good power in my punches. I mean, my jab sent him to the floor, so I'd like to assume quite strong as well for my height. And I don't know the third one. Guess I'm just tall and strong apparently. I
Yeah,
can
that's
give you
cool.
two things.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Jay, what are your three?
Well, I'd say power. I've got power with my punch. I'll probably say as well. I've got the reach. I've got a good reach, definitely. And the
Yeah,
third one, do you know, I can't even think of that right now.
no, that's fine. That's fine. Um, Jacob, obviously, Jay's watched your first fight, but did you watch his? What did you think of it?
I've watched it in person, and I've watched it a couple of times, obviously, since we've been matched up. And I see him as a great opponent. He's lasted all of his rounds with decent stamina. He hurt Havoc here and there, and he genuinely put on a great show. So I'm going into this fight thinking it's actually a big challenge. That's why I wanted to fight him. Obviously, I know he's lost his first fight, and I don't want it to seem like, oh, I wouldn't mind, I'm going to fight him. I'm wanting to fight him because I genuinely think our fight can be one of the more entertaining ones of the night. He's got the ability to box. He's got the stamina to go all his rounds. So I sort of see it as a challenge. I think he fought really well against Havoc.
Yeah, definitely. You just mentioned he fought really well. Can you rate him 1 to 10 on how his boxing ability is?
If say that was his debut, I'd give him an 8.
No.
He's definitely, to be honest, he's definitely done better than me. I'd
Cheers.
give it that.
Jay, can you rate Jacob 1 to 10? I know it was only 30 seconds, but did you see anything there?
Well, it's like you said, it's hard one. It's only 30 seconds. I mean, from what you can see, he's just gone in there. Most of the time, he's hit him, he's dropped him, or he's at him. So I would probably give him for his first performance, probably about 8 or 9, because you can see that obviously he ain't there. He's not sitting back. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't scared to go forward. So he's got the potential to obviously be an aggressive boxer. So yeah, that's what I rate him at.
Yeah, definitely. And without giving away too much going into this fight, Jacob, how are you mentally preparing? Are you thinking I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna have a scrap, a proper fight, I'm gonna swing, or are you gonna be calm and chill for the first couple rounds?
Without giving it away. No, I'm going to put on a show. Like I said, I actually want to make this fight entertaining. I'm sure Jay's capable of doing the same thing. So I'm kind of going in to fight and entertain. I'm not going in for an early finish. I'm not going in to sort of, win-win. I'm going to entertain this time. Obviously, I'm going to try to win, but I'm trying to go more to the entertaining side for this fight.
Yeah, 100%. Is that the same with you, Jay?
Well, yeah, I think it's. I'd like to say, I think this is going to be a good fight. I think this ain't really going to be a fight. I think when we get in there, I think it's just going to become like a fucking war. Do you know what I mean? I think we're both just going to go at each other, put on a show, and just do what we can. I do expect it to be a bit of a messy fight, at the end of it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, 100%. I know you two are kind of mates, or you got that mutual respect. But the other two fighters did this. I wonder if you want to do it. They've done a bet on who would win or who would knock each other out, and the other one has to do a forfeit. Are you two down or?
You know what? I'm down. Depends what it is. I'm down to doing
Yeah,
it all.
depends what it
The other,
is.
the other's done a tattoo, but the other's also done eyebrow shave. So something
Uh,
along those lines.
and if anything that doesn't change my appearance, I'm down to do. I'm down to put money on it. I'm down to put money on it if you are, Jay.
Mate, I don't know at the minute. This thing, I don't like betting on things. Can't stand it.
Uh, Go on, let's put at least like 100, 200 quid on each onto it. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. It won't hurt you.
I
When
don't
it
know.
when it takes 100 from the other, that's minimal.
Fuck, got me
Is
on the
that
spot here. Got me on the
it?
spot here.
Is
Fuck, no, I don't know. I
We
don't
can,
know.
if you don't want to do it, we can sort it at the press conference if
Mate,
you want.
we're sort something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
we'll
That's
sort it
fine.
out.
We're sort something.
Lastly, as well, can we have something to say to each other before the fight? A little message or anything like that?
Yeah, I want to say, don't get fucking hurt in that fight before, mate. I'm telling you that. Because I'll be livid.
I give you my word. I'll be fine for that one.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
2-2. I can't really get ran down through that. I've looked at my opponents. It is an easier fight of the night, to be honest. I think that's fair to say. But with that fight, I'm going in to get the knockout like, as soon as possible. I'm not stopping until he's on the floor. And then obviously second opponents come in. Same thing. If I get tired, I'll tag out because I'm going to be coming in first for that one. So I'll no matter what happens, if I get knocked the fuck out, I'm still fighting you. I'm not taking that away from you.
Mate, you fucking wants to.
I'll put money on that. I'll put money on that if you want.
But no, yeah, I know. I'm just buzzing for it. I just hope he's ready for it. And yeah, it's the only other thing really is just, yeah, I hope he's fit enough to obviously do the 5 rounds with me and obviously have a proper fight.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be exciting. Everyone who's watching this right now, don't forget to tune into this 22nd of February, Liverpool. And yeah, hope everyone has a good evening. Thanks.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.